Alright, let's see. To who it may concern, I must unfortunately leave on an important journey. This merger must be successful, because if it is, I'll be sure to pay off whatever it takes to get Goofy that operation. Should I fail, tell him as a friend, I'm sorry, and I hope for the best for him, his son, and his wife. To you everyone, yours truly, Mickey M. Mouse.
Wait, I'm married?
It's about to...
What? Wait, I don't know what? I think that was the whole point. He had to get his memory. So,
P.S. Tell Donald, I'm sorry I had to borrow his beak for the plumbing operation last Tuesday.
Fuck you! Fuck you! I can't do a Donald Duck! Fuck you!
Well, I did. Like, I went like, I'm sorry, what?
And I was like, so that's where it went.
Also,
anyway,
I love those portraits back there.
Yep.
You have to trust a lot of things with him.
So yeah, the long and the short of it is, Mickey, having sensed the danger that's, very much imminent in this franchise, has pretty much gone on a solo mission to see the whole thing through, leaving Donald and Goofy and all the other inhabitants of Disney Castle behind, and yeah.
So, I guess Lady Daisy and Queen Minnie are going to,
Hold on, really quick, I do apologize.
Yes?
Please witness this beautiful 60 frame per second animation with literally 2 frames of animation for blinking.
Well, here's the thing, and we'll talk about that in a second. So Queen Minnie's gonna hold down the fort. Donald and Goofy are off to go find a key in a place called Traversal to find some dude named Leon who probably changed his name for a very perfectly sensible reason. Goofy, what are you doing? Goofy, you can't be the one seeing us off. You're not pulling a Luigi. Get out. And Jiminy Cricket's gonna also be joining along with them because
I want to ask, because we already know the roles that Donald and Goofy have, Minnie being the queen notwithstanding, and we know the roles of some of the other characters. What does Daisy do here
Duchess.
again?
I'm just going to say. I'm just going to say Duchess, I guess.
That's what I think. Like she's probably like the secretary or something. I'm sure there is a thing that Matt could educate me on what a duchess does compared to a queen. But it's
what's sad is in the grand scheme of things, they could have left Daisy out of this entire franchise, and you would have lost nothing.
What?
Yeah, Daisy actually doesn't really contribute much of anything to this.
Seeing Jiminy kind of just really puts into perspective what the heck's going on.
I think the only reason they added her in the first place is because she was starting to regain some prevalence thanks to the Mickey Mouse Works series.
Yeah, that's true. So, speaking of Mouse Works, or at least Gear Works, we're heading down to the Castle Royal Garage to speak with the Royal Engineers. No, I don't know how they got this job, but...
honestly, okay.
That's our gummy ship.
Ships. Okay.
It's lovely.
So really quick, I think I understand why Chip and Dale are the engineers, because in the show they were friends with engineers. That's all I can think of. So
Gadget taught them. Honestly, yeah, this could have been a really cute idea to have Gadget working with them, but fair enough. Chip and Dale, let's do it.
Yeah, that would have been cute. You know what? I've had one because I doubt it's ever.
Big hands.
Oh, man. I don't like this. And Pluto's joining.
For reasons.
So many lucky embers.
We're gonna launch. Yeah, that'll be later, eventually. I'm never doing it for the channel, but eventually, we're gonna charge away.
We're gonna fly.
Yep. Ding. So here we go.
Hey.
What does that mean?
What?
Going down.
I hope you enjoyed it because as much as I love that is the only time Goofy does his, scream in this
And that
game.
is a crime.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's a crime? The fucking decorator for the city and that. Oh my god, I bet all those people are sideways.
How do we forget where our... No, okay, it's gravity. But, okay.
Away we
and
go.
What Matt was referring to there is another little joke we'll probably bring up ad nauseum is that this game loves to swap between high-res models and low-res models very, very fluidly.
Please, please go watch the Pro ZD video at this link here.
Later. What was that? What was that, James?
First and foremost, a quick cameo from Sora's family.
Sora, dinner's ready.
Yeah, that's Helga's mom.
Yeah, same actress, but yeah.
And let me just say, another thing that could have been easily left out of this entire franchise, the utter mention of that line, because now we're what do Sora's parents think about everything that's been going on?
And
for,
did
for
Sora
the
ever
entire
get
franchise?
that dinner?
So I don't know if he ever gets the.
Like they
Sora
could have
has-
totally sold us on a Neverland scenario. They don't even
Okay.
have parents.
No.
Right.
Not going to
Oh
lie.
crap! Those creatures from our dream are back.
Oh shit!
Not going to
And
lie.
The
not
nightmare
going
we
come
can't,
alive.
and we cannot hurt them because our sword is made of wood.
Okay, so you're not gonna lie.
So, not going to lie, I mean, for most of the people in this series, it's just an interesting fantasy adventure. I swear for those parents, it's going to be season 3 of True Detective.
Yeah.
What happened, Riku?
The door is open.
Oh god, we've made it to the edgy dialogue.
The door has opened, and my emotions, they are gone.
Actually, something that I'm surprised a lot of people don't talk about is like, you make that joke, Matt, and I do agree with you. Once that season wraps up, they spend the rest of the season focusing on Frisk's real mom.
There's no turning back. This may be our only chance.
But no, definitely, to those who are actual adults that like very serious, very well done detective shows, watch True Detective. And fun fact, each season, you don't need to have watched the previous season. They are their
I imagine it's all episode by
They're
episode
being
and
taken
stuff. and
away.
The darkness and all that stuff. It's a very vague term
like
and
dark
stuff.
darkness, like
Come on, it can't be that
I
hard to
wouldn't put it
reach.
like that. Just keep calm and let it take you.
You gotta reach for him, but not too late. But due to weird plot contrivances that will never be explained for at least 5 more games, Sora is actually ripped forth from the darkness by the Keyblade,
Hello.
And
which looks silly.
And
I'm not
what
gonna
is
lie.
the
Like,
Keyblade,
I love,
you might ask? I don't know. Nobody knows.
I love this series, but this did not. I could, as a kid, I was like, that looks like a dumb weapon, but
I
it's
thought it was
what we
cool.
need to be able to actually damage these guys.
now,
mean,
make
you
them
know-
suffer.
The Keyblade I wouldn't even be so, questioned about if, we didn't have so many other games coming up with all these contrivances and whatnot on what exactly a Keyblade could very well be. And I'm like,
Right.
it's like, it's shit like that where it's like, again, Kingdom Hearts' big problem is that it tries to add in way too many loopholes and explanations into how
This
these
thing
kinds
works.
Honestly,
how this or that thing works. It's like, can't it just be a simple but epic fantasy adventure?
here's the
I mean,
thing.
and that's why I will agree with James that I feel like this is the easiest game to digest because it is at the end of the day just a simple light against dark, light forces of light versus the forces of darkness, and who's gonna win kind of thing.
But-
And
basically
that's originally what the game was going to be, up until Square's execs wanted to be like, no, we must make this pretty much on the exact same level of Final Fantasy, even though
Honestly,
Final Fantasy
okay,
didn't get that deep until later.
Honestly, here's what.
Too late.
Honestly, here. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
that happened
Oh,
there.
and now the shot that has been reused in every single Kingdom Hearts game ever. Blah.
This one?
No, the whole thing of Sora about to hug Kairi and Kairi disappears. That's in every single fucking thing.
Well, because it's supposed to show the tragic, like, oh, they're not, will we, won't we, relationship,
Time's
whatever.
up. And they're empty.
So anyway, what was
But-
the thing you wanted to bring up, Matt?
yeah.
Basically, not going to lie, let's be 150,000% honest.
Why not?
Tetsuya Nomura is that guy who he will take something that is simple, that is that can be explained in one simple, easy way, and he'll make it okay. He is one of those authors.
I think I know what you were
please-
gonna say, Matt.
he,
Please finish
he,
then.
he is like that author that what will take one paragraph to explain something, he will take 5 pages to explain it.
So
I
he's
bet-
Stephen King.
He's a crazy.
I could see that.
He's Stephen
I will-
King.
So-
He's Stephen King, and he's and you'll since
That's
you're
one way
a
to
comic
heal.
fan, John Romita Jr.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Okay.
for
And then
what
what's up,
it's
James?
worth,
That will be your way to heal.
from what all I've heard about the initial game's development, I'm partially convinced Square's execs kind of brainwashed them more into that logic of thinking.
I think
Because
he was on the right
he did want to go for something a little more simple. Like, again, simple light versus forces of light and evil fighting against each other. That's really all she wrote.
Apologies.
Right,
by,
fun fact.
apologies
Yes,
Sorry,
Matt?
really quick. Apologies, by the way. I meant Brian Michael Bendis. I always mix up my comic book creators.
Nah, that's fine.
No worries. So this is a new attack that Dark Side, which is what this thing is called, by the way. But don't forget, we're playing the game. It
Side
he uses is he. he'll summon these little orbs to fall. But we got him, and we got our new a new ability, which is actually really nice because it allows us to clear the distance between enemies real quick. Make the most of your abilities.
This is all that's left of your home.
Is that we were talking about earlier? Is I think to summarize what you were talking about there, Matt, is somebody said like there are two main like components for a story. It's either a simple story or a complex story, and then you have the two other important like components, which is how will you tell a story? Will you tell it simply, or will you tell it like in a complex manner? So thus you have this little 2x2 grid of a simple story told simply, most Dr. Seuss books, a simple story told complexly, which you would argue is a lot of what Kingdom Hearts has become. It's a simple story told in the most convoluted way possible. And then you have a complex story told in a simple way, and so on and so forth. I like Traverse Town. It's one of my favorite hubs in the franchise.
Although I want to ask, like, you guys talk about like those issues that Nomura has with writing. Has he ever had any problems with that prior to Kingdom Hearts?
Yes.
Well, beforehand, he didn't even do any real writing for the games he worked on. He was primarily an artist.
He was the. Yep.
No, I'm going to tell you now. Final Fantasy VIII. That is the first game that he was given pretty much full reign over, and that was a convoluted mess.
And fun fact, some people would almost argue that's the reason why, as we're going to soon see later. Some people would think that was why Squall decided to quickly change his name and avert all. Oh, jeez, sorry.
Oh God, I am getting flashbacks to my parents' new dog. Aneurysm is returning.
Pluto's
so this is Traverse Town. So this is Traverse Town. This is a in the lore. This is a land that people whose planets have been destroyed kind of wash up on shore to, in a say.
The lucky ones.
Hey,
the other ones die.
Sorry, since we were just seeing Pluto, and I might as well do it since we don't really get to see him often in the series. I don't think once does he ever actually like have any like vocals displayed in this series. Like you actually never heard like Bill do any barking for him.
Nope. I think maybe in a later game they do it, but here it's nothing. Also, I always thought this was Titus. This is someone else completely different. I think it's supposed to be here. From here on out, we're going to see a couple original characters.
Basically, not going to lie, that is 100%. They took Titus's model and changed the hair.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they do even dumber one later.
Hey,
like
Sid!
Hey, dummy who names his dummy ships dumb names.
How'd
those
simmer down.
Hang on, Matt. Finish your thing, James. You got it.
So how'd those behavioral classes go since Final Fantasy VII, Sid?
What are you looking at me for? Ah, good. Sounds like they're working out just fine.
The fuck you looking at me for, you dipshit?
Yeah, no, sounds like they're working out.
Quit smoking.
Don't call me Gramps. The name's Sid. Anyway.
We're not voice acting this
like
game.
Damn it.
We couldn't try it. We couldn't if we tried, dude.
Yeah, we'd be here forever. But besides, it would be kind of inconsistent considering there's already voice acted cutscenes anyway.
Exactly.
Yep.
What was I about to say? Yeah, no, they had to tone down Sid big time for the sake of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, like in 7, he has a cigarette. In this game,
And
he has a toothpick.
Oh, I'm not even talking about the fact he's not even smoking it.
He's swearing a lot.
I'm just talking about
He's
the fact
not
that
even swearing at all.
Like he's a total bastard in Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
He ain't that.
Okay.
Yeah, but he warms up.
Yeah. To be fair, the whole thing of 7 is that you're not really playing great people, with the exception of Aerith and Tifa.
Wait.
Who?
Oh, she took my heart away.
And
It's
another.
my ex.
My achy breaky heart.
And this is probably the darkest that they just straight up showed. This is actually in the first game. This is probably the darkest they ever show this, where someone just straight up dies.
And this is why you don't see many NPCs in this game.
No,
and also it's funny that they just never show anything like this in the franchise ever again.
Okay, I just realized I've been playing this game recently. This is basically the Typhon from Prey.
I mean
Yeah,
a
how the
little bit. They
second-
they can't shapeshift though.
Well, yeah, they can't, but the way they're born in that, like, after a person is killed, like, 7 Typhon come out of
And
a
real quick,
person's
this is gonna be a running joke for this entire area. Starting off is we're always gonna be just missing each other, and I thought that was a cute little thing they do here.
By the way, anybody, I love how they do imply that guy totally died and we didn't see what happened. Like, he just kind of
yeah.
he just kind of just like, well, I guess I'm now these heartless guys.
I mean, that's the
was
implication I thought.
Yep. In any case, it just kind of. I always got the feeling that they're getting stronger. They're multiplying.
That's my figure. So, already off the bat, we have a couple of cute little references. You got the Mad Hatter store over there, and I'm gonna be moving away from these places as best I can.
God damn it.
No. And they have and they have the cute little idea of how the money is spelled like Winnie the Pooh's honey was spelled, and
Wherever you go, mini talks.
I guess I should
There is
talk
an
a
NPC
little
that
bit
says
more about how the of course. I guess I should talk a little bit more about how the game itself actually controls. So, another thing that, little young me had to get used to is that you actually jump with the circle button typically.
Oh yeah.
And the idea is that your attacks, it's not so much press the X button to attack, it's more so press the X button to confirm a command that you want to use, which is why we use that command. Hang on, Matt. Which is why we use that command box in the lower left there. It'll do 2 things. One, let me equip this thing so we can actually use it. It'll do 2 things. One, it will provide a number of context-sensitive actions. Usually it's on attack because that's the action you're going to most likely be using the most of. And also, when you notice if it changes from blue to red, that's how you know whether or not you're in danger. And
Pick up those happy sacks.
And I did like this command bar system. It took me a while to get used to the command queue
This was a
system
nice
of
one.
later Kingdom Hearts games. Also have an old Disney movie.
Hey,
Can I-
the Dalmate.
Oh
Puppies.
no!
Aw, Pongo Perdita aren't looking so hot.
And they lost all 99 of their puppies across
Find
the
all
cosmos.
Find all 99 of the puppies throughout the game. That's
I thought there were
optional,
101.
right? Oh yeah,
No,
it's
no,
optional.
yeah, the
Pongo
one
Perdita
that's
make
right
two
there.
ending.
Then it becomes
Okay.
then it becomes 100. Then it becomes 101.
Can
I did that poorly for the sake of a joke.
Oh, sorry.
I was trying to do a joke too.
And
I
I
heard
barely
the
get to
joke.
talk.
Sorry.
Hey, you
we've
talk
been doing
plenty,
our
Chris.
best. We've been doing our best to kind of juggle this around. So effectively, what's happening here is, in order to move the plot along, you have to. This took me a while to figure out as a kid. To move the plot along, you basically have to explore every possible area of the game to be
Yeah.
trying to figure out
You mean,
where
you
our
mean
friends
every
are.
every aspect of Traverstown here?
Correct. Sorry. Nah, why did I say the game? Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Hey,
Every
Donald,
area-
where's all those fucks you say you can't give?
I don't know. So after we explore this whole area, then we go back to Sid, and that's then when the plot will progress. All in all, yeah, I agree. The game still takes a little bit to warm up, but it sure as hell does a better job of warming things up than Kingdom Hearts 2 does. That is a
Oh,
slow burn.
Oh yeah.
Can I?
What?
By the way, can I explain the circle button jump?
I thought you already
Sure,
explained it.
No, I
No,
didn't.
he hasn't yet. No, this is the first time I've heard about it.
No,
Go ahead, explain that
I
bit.
think it's because this game, from what I remember, was originally supposed to be developed for the GameCube. But it then was switched to a PlayStation exclusive, and they still had the code from when it's on the GameCube, and the A button is positioned where the circle button.
Oh, jeez. They're here now. in the first district.
I don't think that's right, because
I
I would always figure
I could be wrong, that's what I'm saying.
fair, but it's a matter of well, there's also the matter of fact that I'm pretty sure where the A's position, that's where Cross is.
I always figured it had something to do with the Japanese, the circle button is their main confirm button that they use more often. The X
Right.
is their cancel button. That's what I figured it had something to do with it.
Yeah, but the circle button is where the A button is.
And so far what Sid does is
no,
he
it's
sells
not. That's where the X
accessories.
button is, Buster.
What?
I almost am never going. He was talking about that. What the X button was
You're
for?
talking about the square button.
No,
I almost-
are you what?
What?
Yes.
Circle.
The
Wait,
For
what
cancel?
controller are
In
you
it-
comparing to?
Okay, I'm going to show you the two, a Nintendo and a PlayStation controller, okay?
Okay.
I know what they look like, and how I would put it, like A is where you would put cross, B is where you would put square, Y is where you put triangle,
fight.
and so on and so forth. Also, hey, there's
Right.
Squall.
Hey, Squall.
Final Fantasy VIII. You grew your hair out pretty well.
Why would it choose a kid like
Squall was, before the days of Lightning, Squall was, unfortunately what happens when you try to design a character around what you think people liked Cloud for, and just end up making a very broody, angsty man.
Yep.
But I will say that for the first Kingdom Hearts game, this was still pretty neat because they got freaking... Go ahead.
They cleaned him up pretty well.
And I will say
Ow.
for the first
hurt.
Kingdom, and I will say for the first Kingdom Hearts game, they did. It was still a pretty interesting casting. They got freaking David Boreanaz, how to pronounce his last name, to play him.
I forgot that the GameCube controller is really fucking awkward. Never mind.
It's
Yeah.
no,
That's what I
it's a
thought.
little
Yeah, that's what I
it's a
thought.
little unconventional, but I mean it still worked.
Oh,
Hell, I'd
yeah.
argue it's still one of the more it's still one of the more comfier controllers on the market.
We're going to be very
apologize.
careful here.
You're fine.
And this is one of a couple. This is actually one of a couple battles in the game that you are actually allowed to lose. It's not required to beat it, but if you do beat it, you can get a little neat optional reward.
Of course, regardless of whether you win or lose, the plot has to go forward one way or the other.
Right. So we'll see what happens here as soon as I beat him because I.
Because no,
Leon's
Leon's no pushover.
And Sora, unfortunately, as he's trying to fight, this happens.
Inexperienced.
Yeah, that fight took a lot out of him.
He passes out.
This ain't no quarrel on the beach.
Oh, look, Matt.
It's a real man's fight. Also,
Yuffie!
hello there, Yuffie.
Hey.
I
A
love how this is the
character
more
that gets so unjust hate. So much.
She does
Well,
not deserve it.
she
Go
was
ahead.
a kind of a hoarder in her origins place.
Yeah,
Right,
but
and it's kinda
she
screwed over some
here she's
people
much
eventually.
nicer. I mean,
Oh, and then here is a bonus cutscene that Final Mix gives us. It tries to fill in the gap with whatever is going on with Riku. So, when Riku got taken by the darkness, he shows up at a very mysterious. I'm going to ask the people don't spoil it. A mysterious place with rising waterfalls.
Oh, I could use a drink.
The heck kind of.
you'll never
place
have to
could
worry
this
about.
be?
Also,
and
they couldn't get
Dubbing,
actual
yeah.
voice actor for this bit because again, Final Mix exclusive.
Yeah,
Because
Final
this
Mix came
was
out way after, and the voice
Japan.
actors didn't sound like they did, and yeah.
You know,
So
I get
it's-
Riku is a pretty poor, unfortunate soul.
It's actually not where he is, but
Oh shit.
good enough red herring to throw people off the trail. So he shows up here not knowing where he could be, and unfortunately, someone else found him first.
Uh-oh. I recognize that nail job.
Don't say a thing.
So more on the crazy new characters that both of our dudes are gonna meet next time. I've lost my drive for today. Thank you all so much.
Will our cool Square Enix-like protagonists be dealt with in the next part? Tune
good
in
to
next
see.
time to find out.
This game was originally going to star Donald.
What?